Welcome to SASSY TV Talk Show. Spirit-filled, anointed women say yes. Amen. I like that. My name is Vera Moore, President and CEO of Vera Moore Cosmetics, and I'm your host. And I have a terrific guest. I'm not exaggerating. She is absolutely more fabulous. Her name is Dawn Kelly from the Nourish Spot, right?
Yes, Vera Moore.
So listen, I want to get it all in. So I'm gonna start really quick right on you. I want you to tell people who you are and what you do and how God has just blessed you and just increased your territory. And I mean that sincerely. I'm not joking.
Well, first I want to say thank you very, very much for inviting me to join you here on the Total Faith Network and SASSY TV. I think that fits. It's like so appropriate for you and I.
Yeah.
So I'm Dawn Kelly. I am a mother, a daughter, a sister, and I'm an entrepreneur. Former corporate employee, spent 35 years publicizing people, places, and things in nonprofits and corporations, and now I'm publicizing my own business.
Amen to that,
the
right?
Nourish Spot. And the Nourish Spot is a healthy food and beverage haven in Jamaica, Queens, New York. It's a family-owned business. I'm in business with my two children, my son Owen and my daughter Jade.
Wow.
After losing my corporate job in 2015, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I was managing health challenges. And I knew my community also needed some oasis of fresh fruit and vegetables because we did not have it.
So tell me, how was it in the corporate world? Did you enjoy it? How long were you there?
Oh, well, I was with my last job for nearly 20 years.
Oh, Lord.
And I loved it. I loved the work that I did because I got to travel around the world promoting all of the wonderful things that my former financial services firm was engaged in. So I got to travel to Japan and Poland and Taiwan and Korea and Mexico and learned how to speak a couple of languages. Ohio goes on.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing Kelly Des. And so it was hard losing my job.
Now, you had all of that and you left it, didn't you?
Well,
now, what's the why? Tell me the why. Come on.
Well, the why is I was actually under doctor's care. When I went to my former firm, I was a svelte size 8. But by the time I was leaving, I was under doctor's care and I was wearing a size 16 and my ankles couldn't take it. And my doctor was threatening me with medicine. And as a former athlete, I knew what I needed to do.
Wait a minute, now you an athlete?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
I played baseball, organized softball for my whole teenage years.
Oh, you kidding?
We actually made it into the Little League World Series.
Girl.
and we played some Japanese girls. Yes.
What?
I wonder where some of my teammates are today.
Oh, wow.
But that really gave me the I guess the courage. It also gave me kind of like the adventurousness, right? Of going out and just doing things that are different, right? Because nobody in my community was really playing softball.
Or going to Japan.
Right, but I really liked it. So, you know, and it's funny how my worlds collided because we played the Japanese girls and here I find myself years later in Japan and actually speaking Japanese. So, speaking and writing Japanese, I gotta say that.
Okay.
So I'm really proud of all of that. But it came to a close and I had to figure out what to do next.
Right.
And so after careful prayer and watching a couple of television shows and also being a little upset with what wasn't offered in my community. I talked to my children and told them that I decided I wanted to open up a juice bar. And they weren't that happy, right? Because that meant they were going to have to do more work.
To work with you, right?
Right. Than the work that they were already doing in their jobs. But we got together. I call us 3 the Hard Way. And so we cleaved together and we were able to establish and open the Nourish Spot in September 2017.
Wow.
2 years to the exact date that my job was eliminated in corporate America.
Well, that's a sign that you were supposed to move on up. move on up and out.
Yes.
For the better.
Yes.
And you brought something, you saw a void in the market.
Sure did.
And you filled that need in that void.
I sure did.
Is that one of those things?
Yeah, so I brought you some juices today.
Oh, Lord.
These are some of our proprietary juice blends.
That.
This is Playing with My Emotions.
Oh, Playing with My Emotions?
Yes, ma'am. And this is our Big Apple.
I love apple.
And then, of course, as the CEO and founder of the Nourish Spot, you know, I take a little license. So this is the Dawn.
Oh, the Dawn. Oh, my God. I got to keep these away from my daughter.
So I brought those to you for you to taste them. But these are some of our best-selling juices at the Nourish Spot.
Oh, my God. I bet I've had some of your juices. I've had the ginger one. There was
yes.
one that was delicious.
Thank you. Our ginger lemonade. We actually sell that at the U.S. Open.
Now, we just segued right into the U.S. Open. I got to tell you, when I found out, when you told me that you and the, I just said, well, you know what I said? Thank you, Jesus. I mean it, seriously. You are at the U.S. Open. Tell me about that.
Well, I would tell you, it's been a hard 6 years, right? We opened in 2017, September 9th, and the first couple of years were a little challenging, right? Because people were still getting used to having this type of opportunity in the neighborhood, so we had to build awareness.
Did they embrace this juice when you first went in?
Not initially. Yeah. I had people in my family as well as people on the street that didn't think that it would do well, right? Because of what people believe about urban communities and about what Black people eat. But I would tell you, I'm a African American Studies major from Howard University, and Black people have been eating from the land forever.
Well, I remember, you know what, saying that, my mother and father, they had vegetables in the garden. I didn't know I was eating organic until now. Everything's organic. We had collard greens, we had sweet potatoes, we had
tomatoes, all of that
in the backyard.
Yes.
So I've been organic and didn't even know I was organic. I wasn't paying all that money for it.
So I'm just bringing the people back to what our community has been doing for ages.
But you just got something else. What did you just get? Not to cut you off, because I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, so we finished the U.S. Open last year, and we'll be going back again this year. But yesterday, we were debuted at Citi Field.
Wait, can you say that slower and again?
Yesterday, we were debuted with a number of other restaurants. We were debuted as one of the new chef partners at Citi Field.
Oh, Lord.
We will be stationed in 3 locations at Citi Field, yes, as part of their Queen's Taste organization.
Well, you know what? Give people your website real quick.
Well, our website is www.thenourishspot.com. Come, let us nourish you at the Nourish Spot.
Well, I had to just get that in real quick. But Citi Field, and you're at the U.S. Open.
Yes, ma'am.
And these are licensing agreements.
Yes.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Dawn Kelly.
Thanks. I'm really so happy to be here with you, Vera.
Well, Lord, you're just doing it. You're just doing it now.
I was trying to tell you, what I wanted to tell you was about our interns, right?
Okay, yes.
Because I'm very thankful for all the opportunities that we've had, right? Being at Citi Field, being now at the at the U.S. Open. But the thing that really moves us is our staff. Yes. And I want to make sure that I talk about that, because most of our staff are young people that come to us as interns.
Fabulous.
Right? And we train them, we mentor them, and they usually work with us for 6 to 8 weeks. And then after that, those young people that show themselves as hardworking, passionate about food, passionate about hospitality, we've hired them. And so we have some people that work for us that started when they were in the 10th grade.
Oh, Lord.
And now they're in their 3rd year of college.
You're training potential entrepreneurs.
Yes, and they work with us hand in hand, and they see everything that they're doing, and we tell them how their involvement and their participation is helping us to make these leaps and bounds
Exactly.
in the marketplace. So I just really want to say that my kids and I could not do all of this
absolutely.
without our
No
staff.
man's an island, and you need them.
Yes.
They're your support system.
Yes,
and
they
they're going
are.
to go out and tell people.
Yes,
and not
they
only
are.
that, you're telling them about a healthy diet.
Oh, yes,
That
and they are.
that they probably don't, maybe not, don't get at home, and then you're starting a whole generation of healthy eating.
And that's something that was part of our that's part of our goal, that not only are we providing them with salaries, right, but we're also providing them with a healthy way of living.
Yes.
And I can see that it's taking shape, right, because some of them, they don't even eat lunch at school. They come to the Nourish Spot, they say,
Sure.
oh, Miss Dawn, I need to eat first. And they make themselves a salad or a wrap, okay, and then they get to work. So I'm really, really proud of that as well.
Oh, this is an exciting thing, the Nourish Spot. You do wraps too? Or?
Yes. So at the
Oh,
Nourish
tell me about
Spot,
that.
what we do is we offer Belgian waffles that we make from fresh batter every day.
Lord.
We have a gluten-free option because that's another thing that people are dealing with. So people that have managed celiac disease, they need gluten-free options. So we make sure we offer gluten-free options. We also offer fruit cups and fruit bowls, Greek yogurt parfaits that you can customize.
Oh, my
Every
goodness.
single thing
You're
that we
making me
offer.
hungry.
You can customize salads, wraps. We offer herbal tea. And then, like I said, we offer different blends of juices and different blends of smoothies. So our tagline is come, let us nourish you. And the other thing is you are what you consume.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
Because no matter if it's what you read, no matter if it's what you watch or what you put in your mouth, we are the sum total of those things. And so I'm just really happy that through prayer
yes.
and persistence,
Yes.
okay, and the power of myself and my family and my staff, we've been able to keep the Nourish Spot on steady ascent.
Yeah. Now, how do your children like working with you? Was it two girls?
Yeah, I have a boy and a girl.
boy and a girl. And the ages are?
My son is 33,
Oh,
soon to be
okay.
34, and my daughter is 31, or just turned 32.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So I think that they enjoy it. I mean, it's not easy to work with me. I'm I'm very exacting. I want to represent our business as a standard.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I want people when they come into our business, no matter if I'm there or not.
Yes.
I want them to feel the same way about
And be
it.
treated the same way as if
Yes.
the owner was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so that's something that I instill in all my team, and
Well,
my
that's the
kids are no
brand.
different.
That's the brand.
Yes,
The
yes.
culture of the business, to respect people, to trust people, integrity.
Exactly.
That's very, very important. So that
Exactly.
when you hear something someplace, I was at the Nourish Spot. Those ladies were those gentlemen, they were so nice.
And I hear that often.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yes, and it makes me feel so proud
Of
because,
course.
as I said, I can't always be in the
Oh,
business.
absolutely not.
I took some training. I want to tell you this too. For those of you that are watching, for the people that are watching and they say they can't open a business, yes, they can.
Yes.
Okay? Because when I started the business, I didn't know anything about being in business. Okay? But what I did is I went and sought training, right? So I took classes at Queens Economic Development Center.
Yes.
I took a class with Interrise. And then I just recently graduated from the Goldman Sachs 10K.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. 10K
That's so
SB
nice.
program.
Yes.
Because if you're going to be an entrepreneur that actually runs a business efficiently, effectively, and profitably, you got to know what you're doing.
And if you want to thrive, you got to hone your skills.
There you
and
go.
constantly educate yourself.
Yes.
Because things are changing with innovation. You got to stay on the cutting edge.
Yes,
Matter of fact,
gotta
you got to
have-
stay before that. If you don't network, now I'm not saying you got to network everybody in the room when you want to go, but you have to be intentional as to who you want to meet.
And strategic.
Strategic.
Yes.
Who you want to meet intentionally. Oh, I want to meet Dawn. I want to meet Vera. I want to meet Winnie or something like that.
Yes.
And they don't. And you know what? Don't be afraid.
Oh, my
Tell
gosh.
me. Did
You
you meet
can't-
somebody that you said, let me go talk to this person?
Yes, actually, how I got the deal at Citi Field
Yes.
is we were at an event. My daughter Jane and I, we were at an event, and Steve Cohen, who is the owner, the billionaire owner of Citi Field, walked in. He walked in, and I had never met him before. And so I asked someone that I did know very, very well to introduce me to him. And that person did. And when he introduced me to Mr. Cohen, I asked for what I want. Because in the Bible it says, ask and you shall receive.
Oh, you're right, and you did.
So I asked.
And you're in City Field.
Thank you.
Oh, this is amazing.
So I'm just really proud, and I'm looking forward to other opportunities for the Nourish Spot. We're looking to continue to expand our territory into airports, into other stadiums, into maybe some golf courses.
Listen, you out there
universities.
now. Absolutely.
Yes.
Everybody needs a good drink.
Oh, they do.
Of Nourish Spot.
Yes, they do. Because you know what? The other thing is, juicing is really healthy for us. I don't know if people realize that, but all of the vitamins and nutrients that are in these juices, they are immediately subsumed into your bloodstream. So they take immediate effect. And I don't know if people know, but you should eat as much fruit as you possibly can, because fruit affects your mood.
This is just an honor and a pleasure, and I appreciate you so much for coming to SASSY TV Talk Show. I'm going to keep you in prayer, and you're going to keep me in prayer, because that's what this is all about. We pray for, and that's how we empower each other, and we support each other, because we know that we can't do this of ourselves. So I appreciate you so much, Dawn. Thank you for coming to SASSY TV Talk Show.
Thank you very much for having me. Empowered women empower women.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Do you have a passion? Do you have a story that needs to be heard? Do you have an upcoming event? Do you have a business, product, or service? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, you can be a guest on The Total Faith Show. Click the Contact Us button, fill out the form, and we will get back to you. Thank you for entering into Total Faith Network. We walk in total faith.
Welcome to SASSY TV Talk Show. Spirit-filled, anointed sisters say yes. I love that. You know, today, in honor of Women's History Month, I have a very special day. It's very difficult to get this lady, so I'm just honored that she's here. Let me just get it right. Don't want to mess up her title. Winnie Benjamin, founder and CEO of Stewardship Masters International. Winnie, I am so, and I mean it sincerely, I am so honored to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So now, Winnie, tell me what Stewardship Masters what is it? And who are you, and what is that?
So Stewardship Masters International, I founded it, and it was, to me, by divine download. I'm a very strong, spiritual, faith-based individual. My whole world is managed by the principles of God. And stewardship, I have this responsibility that I'm given charge in securing the most priceless resource that God has on earth, and that's the human mind.
Wow, that's heavy.
And so I have stewardship of the human mind, meaning that I have to first develop the basic mind of the human. That's my belief. That's how I founded it. And get them to their highest calling of God. That's their highest potential that is seated in them, and they are not aware of it. So it's literally bringing people to that highest calling of their potential.
Okay, Winnie. Well, how do you do that? I mean, not everybody's receptive. You know, there's some people that are not receptive.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Well, it's basically by communicating with individuals, getting to know them, knowing exactly by the Creator why we were created.
Yes.
So we are all created to do good work by His direction, to live that Eden lifestyle, working harmoniously with each other, helping each other to reach to their highest potential. It's the most beautiful dance the human race can ever encounter. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. There are just confusion across the board because people are being born and have no clue of why they're here. Why am I here? What I'm going to do? And we know that if you allow people to their own devices, they will make up their own rules that will not be compatible with another rule. So now we have world chaos. So how do you fix that?
How do you fix it,
The
Winnie?
fastest way to do that, which I learned from Jesus Christ
Amen.
in his Bible, is to work with leaders.
Yes.
Period.
But not just any leaders.
Leaders who have the highest level of influence.
Okay.
Leaders that have the highest level of influence is the fastest way to change a community. If you work with the smaller person that really only know two people, that's not bad, but that's not the model that I learned from the Bible. So I stay and work with people who I know are highly influential. That's where I go to first. And then work on developing them to their highest
Now, you
potential.
took the words right out of my mouth because you said you're working with leaders,
Yes.
but we want to know what kind of leaders they are.
Yeah.
So you said, if I'm not mistaken, you work with the leaders, then you want to
Help them.
help transform them. You got to find out where their head is
Yeah,
at, so to
that's
speak.
it.
Right? And then after you find that out, then you try to
Develop them through
them.
coaching.
Yes, through coaching. Okay.
I do not mentor leaders who are influential. I coach leaders who are influential. There's a difference.
Okay.
Because at that stage, if they're highly influential, and I mean at a good way, because you have different levels of influence. You have, you can find a gang on the street, a gang leader who's highly influential.
Oh, sure.
But he is for a different purpose,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So I'm talking about those who are already in control of those who are also influential of doing good, because the human race, they're wired automatically to do that which is good.
Yes.
All humans are wired to do that which is good. People don't believe that, but the
No,
majority,
I believe it, but why
okay?
do so many people do not do what is good?
Because they don't know how. They lean into their own understanding.
Yes,
They're
yes.
not being developed. And so their behavior is the only way they know how to communicate. And when somebody communicates unintentionally with a behavior, oftentimes it's going to be negative. Because they are acting out their emotions that they don't understand. I don't know why I don't feel good. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know. Millions of people in this world would tell you, I really don't know. So you know what? I don't feel good. And because I don't feel good, maybe you might be the one that's causing me not to feel good. And you haven't done anything. Maybe just looking at you is bothering me. And I
Yes.
don't know why. So you know what? I just feel like taking you out. I just feel like, and that's because they have no idea about this growth process, this awareness. I mean,
This is a lot.
it's a lot, and that's what I've had to be dealing with way over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
40 years I'm in this space, first working on me. So that's just the way God does it. He lets you deal with the issue, course correct, revisit what happened, what caused it, how did you course correct, and now I want you to teach it to others. I want you to be able to coach the person because you know exactly where they are by listening to them. You know them by the fruits that they bear. That means their actions.
Yes, yes.
You know that. So you know exactly what's causing them to say, act, and do because you have been there. So now you coach them. You become that extra mind that they don't have, that you could tap into the ones that they're conscious with and pull them forward where they make the decision to change.
Amazing. I'm really speechless, but so you have to decide, excuse me, who you're going to coach. You can't, I'm sure everybody can be coached, but who you're going to take
Very
the time,
strategic.
very strategic as to who you're going to approach or coach, or after you've analyzed them and studied them as a potential person that you want to coach, if they're going to be receptive to it.
Well, that is true, and you have to know how to coach that person so they're receptive because you have to understand first the human, the influential person that has gotten to that level of influence, they don't stop there. They're constantly rising. So what you have to do is go ahead of them. So for example, I start businesses from ideas. I can take somebody with an idea. I know exactly if that idea is going to thrive or not. That for years I've studied how you get an idea to thrive. That's what I do. So when you watch that person and you see them going like this, and some people say, oh, that person's very ambitious, or they're greedy. You've heard that expression being used. Oh, that person's greedy. That person's ambitious. There are some people who are wired that way.
Yes.
But you have to get ahead. So if I see somebody, they have an idea, and I see where they're going, and they're very accomplished in doing it, I can take that and I can go 10 years ahead of them. I go 10 years ahead. That's how far my vision will go based on what you give me now. That's what people hire me to do.
Based on their resume, so to
based
speak, what they
on where
have.
they are, and I see their track record,
have the
and I
vision
see
as to
where
what
they
they
are.
can do.
I know who they know. I know who they influence. I can go ahead of them 10 years. That's why those people listen to me, because I don't come, they're not going to listen to me if I'm coming with ideas similar to theirs or where they are. I have to approach them way ahead, where first of all, it could startle them, and that's okay. You got to jolt them. But they're not going to move right away because you're too far ahead.
And this is so new.
It's new and it's too far.
It might not be
It's
new
not
to
in the
everybody, but it's new to them to say, what is she talking about? This is, and she's going
Right.
to take 10
So
years.
what I do,
You're like a vision board.
and I got the patience, because that's a virtue.
Oh, I know.
Okay?
One of the fruit of the
I got the
Spirit.
patience. I stay with them, and I roll it back. I roll it back. I roll it back until they say, I got you. Once I know they got me, then I move them. Now I know where they are. They got it. And then we're moving forward.
Oh, wow. Winnie, this is really interesting. Do you ever get people that, do you lose people on the way because it's too heavy for them and say, Lord, I don't know, what am I doing? What's this lady saying? Do you ever do anything like that?
In the beginning, that happened, and that's the reason why I'm very selective in where I go, who I associate with, because of that very name.
Are they ready for that level?
That's it.
Wow.
I learned that from Jesus.
Yeah, well, he's the one.
He didn't talk to everybody.
Okay.
He picked certain people that he knew that's highly influential. He had 3.5 years to get in, transform, and get out. Time.
Wow. How long have you been doing this?
40 years.
You don't look 40 years old. So
I'm 66.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That must be from...
being a vegan.
Being a vegan.
Yeah, since I was 30, I've been a vegan.
So 30, how
And I'm 66 now.
So that's 36 years you were vegan. Wow, Winnie, this is beautiful. It really is. I'm just so glad that you took the time out to come see us and talk to us. It's
Just
amazing.
I enjoy being with you.
Well, thank you,
I
Winnie.
like where you are going. The journey is not easy.
No, the journey's not
I
easy.
do what you said, universal principle training for leaders, especially using, and I'm just going to use a little bit right now. We know Paul in the book of Romans, chapter 5, that has a system of basically justification, sanctification, glorification. I have business leaders understand it from that level. It's much easier for me to speak about the Bible with business leaders because everything in the Bible is easily recognizable as a business leader, not as employees. That's hard. If you're just an employee, it's very hard to understand the Bible. But if you're a business leader, it's very easy.
Because it's sacrificing is a vision and a
Justify.
mission.
Exactly. You're justified. I want to be here.
Well, this is amazing, Winnie. We're going to have to come and have you back. I appreciate you so much for coming.
It's my
May I shake your hand?
Absolutely. It's
Winnie
my pleasure.
Benjamin from, let me get this right, Stewardship Masters International. Thank you for being our guest on Women's History Month.
It's
this is
my
why
pleasure.
you are our special guest. So I really appreciate you, Winnie. So, did you have a nice time? Did you enjoy it?
Wonderful.
This talk was amazing. I'm going to take it back with me. I mean that sincerely. You can go far, or they say, you can go fast alone, but you can go far together.
People.
And I think what you're doing here is just amazing. I want to thank you, SASSY TV talk show. It was an honor to be your host. My name is Vera Moore, President and CEO of Vera Moore Cosmetics.